In 2013, Grand Theft Auto V launched and set a new standard for the scale of an open-world environment. While that world felt vast at the time, its complexity was restricted by the processing power of hardware now over a decade old. This timeline visualizes the gap between releases. By the time the next entry arrives on November 19, 2026, 13 years will have passed since the series last visited Los Santos. For a studio like Rockstar, the pressure lies in figuring out how to iterate on a product that effectively defined a generation of entertainment. The strategy involves moving away from static map design toward a system where the environment functions as a reactive ecosystem. That transition begins with the move from Los Santos to Leonida, a fictionalized Florida that sees the series return to Vice City. This view shows the expansion into diverse coastal environments, where high-density urban zones sit directly against crowded beaches. The state of Leonida also introduces rural ecosystems, such as these dense swamps dominated by cypress trees. Navigating these distinct terrains required a complete overhaul of the driving and water physics to account for varying surface resistance and liquid volume. Reports on the project's scope suggest this is the most detailed and expansive map the studio has developed to date. This variety creates a playground where players shift between high-speed urban chases and technical traversal through untamed environments. While the physical map is expanding, the structural focus of the narrative is actually tightening. The three-protagonist system from the previous game has been replaced by a dual-protagonist approach, following the lives of Jason and Lucia. Lucia represents the franchise's first female lead, and the pair's relationship draws direct inspiration from historical criminal couples like Bonnie and Clyde. By focusing on a single relationship rather than three separate lives, the story shifts toward a more personal, character-driven experience. The shift in design is made possible by building the game exclusively for current-generation hardware, removing the need to support older console architectures. This diagram illustrates memory AI. In this system, NPCs are designed to retain a history of the player's past actions, which then alters their future behavior. This memory system allows the environment to reflect player choices long after an interaction takes place. These systems extend to minute-to-minute gameplay, enabling deeper stealth mechanics where NPCs can react based on subtle environmental cues. New mechanics for hostage-taking also rely on this AI, forcing characters to respond dynamically to escalating threats. These overlapping interactions convert the map from a static backdrop into a reactive simulation, where every choice has a mechanical consequence. The scale of Leonida, the intimacy of the central story, and the new AI logic merge into a single design philosophy. On November 19, 2026, the public will be able to test this new system for themselves. The goal is to provide a world that updates its state and reacts to the player as they progress through the game. This level of interactivity was a technical impossibility in 2013, when hardware limitations prevented NPCs from maintaining complex memory states. GTA 6 isn't just an iteration of a successful series, it is an attempt to change the relationship between the player and the open-world environment.